but with a little something extra. Probably say that's probably the most tedious part of this job, wouldn't you say, Paul?
Absolutely.
Ooh, testing his memory, testing his memory. The 156 is one of my favorite engines of all time. Pure insanity, this thing, I tell you. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. My name is Cameron, and today we have brought you our latest manual conversion. This is a C63 AMG, but with a little something extra under the hood. But let's go ahead and rewind a little. We'll go back in the shop, and before we go for a ride, see what we did to the C63. This one is an early 204, so it's a pre-facelift, but it's had a little massaging over its lifetime, and it's actually down here from Canada, to shout out to our guys up there on the other side. This one has a ESS supercharger amongst some other upgrades and goodies like the air boxes and the exhaust and suspension. It's had a lot gone through, and it's actually done very nicely. You can even see we got the nice gold foil there on the bottom side of the hood. We're in the middle of running some of the very important stuff, of course, which is your brake fluid lines to your clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder. So we've currently got the cowl and the wiper blades and everything off of it. So you can see here on Mercedes of vintages of a long time, there's just a sealed cutoff for the feed line. It just comes off the regular master cylinder reservoir for the brakes and feeds your clutch master cylinder. So nice thinking on Mercedes's part that you don't have to add an extra reservoir or anything like that, that you just get to borrow it off of the other one. Currently, Paul is in there fighting the good fight and running everything in the interior. Honestly, I'd probably say that's probably the most tedious part of this job, wouldn't you say, Paul?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what we've got here is something pretty sweet, I think. That's a manual. Look at that. We've got a shifter in here. So it's getting a 6-speed swap. Shifter itself actually fits really nicely in here. 6-speed. I didn't have to modify anything actually to install it, which was really nice. And I actually have 2 bolts in the back, 1 in the front, and the bolts in the back actually go all the way through the body and grab the bolts for the shift rod on the underside. So it all works with each other quite nicely. Actually, the other reason too why the wiper cowlings pulled was so I can pull that front SAM to run the wire.
Yep, for reverse, right?
For reverse, yep. Exactly. You swap from pin 2 to pin 3.
You remember right off the bat.
On, I think it's connector.
Ooh, testing his memory, testing his memory.
9G.
Man, you're even using your nice Mercedes fender covers. Oh, sorry, fender covers.
Yeah, those are from way back when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't work then either, right? They're not dirty.
Oh no, these clean up every time, sir.
If you look in the interior, you'll see something a little weird about this one too. But weird is good, I think, in this regard. Check out those seats. And if those look familiar to you from that prancing horse there, these are from a Ferrari F430, and it is it's pretty wild how properly these fit in here. This just looks too good in here. It's got a nice steering wheel on it, and we are also going to change the gauge cluster for this one. So lots of tasteful upgrades on this one, and you can see Paul's already got the shifter mounted there, just test fitting everything there to make sure we get the placement right. And of course, with all of the DC MW conversions we do here, I like it to be proper factory level. So we've got the factory trim for the manual and a factory shift knob so that it looks as if you bought this from the factory. It is a factory one-off, you know, kind of like the Brunei cars that when you have enough money, you could go to Mercedes and say, build me a C63 with a manual. But instead, we get to do that here now, right, Paul?
Yeah, for maybe a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, definitely more reasonable. But we like it to be all factory and proper, which we'll show you some more underneath the car.
All right, now that we have the OEM setup here, I'm actually going to drop in the new shifter. Bit of a tight fit there. And there you have it. Beautiful shifter. All right, so just dropping that back on just so we can get it out of the way. But yeah, so we have this ESS tuning supercharger, carbon fiber air box, camera went over all of that actually. But what's also pretty neat is they use a WiseTech baffle breather system for crankcase breather on these, and actually it is such a good idea to do even without the blower. And all that's going to do is collect oil that the crankcase creates and actually feeds back into the intake. But it gets really nasty in there when that happens, and over time it'll actually be a part of an issue with the throttle bodies and breaking down the magnesium that's in there, in my opinion. But yeah, so this is just such a really good idea, even on a completely bone stock car, as a catch can for one of these. So we have a 6-speed gearbox, actually out of a diesel 212. We were able to drill and tap the bell housing to accept the exhaust bracket here. So that's stock. The routing of the line and everything is absolutely perfect. I actually need to snug up that line there. It'd be a good idea if it didn't leak. So right here we've got the 6-speed gearbox. It's a fantastic box. It mounts directly to the engine perfectly. And then we have the 4-tab output shaft here, flange, and it's able to utilize the factory 204-63 flex disc. More mods here. We've got Meister shaft mufflers. I think they're titanium. We have limited slip. Couldn't tell you the manufacturer. We have a nice set of KW springs and shocks. We got camera links, toe links to adjust everything back here. And obviously you've got your X pipe straight back into the mufflers. And we did manage to maintain the pre-cats. So that's gonna help a little bit with the smell, and really my experience is it doesn't change much as far as power. That brings us to this. We have a lovely 6-speed manual here, actually out of a diesel Mercedes, so a 212 chassis.
So I know I've mentioned in many a video that the 156 is one of my favorite engines of all time, and part of that is due to the absolutely fantastic noise that they make. Oof. Just that bark, even on a warm start, all the good stuff. And of course the Parktronic wants to whine at us. Just the shifter placement and everything, of course, is just perfect. Just like factory, because it's a factory shift knob, factory shifter location, and this one is on all the goodies: coilover, supercharger, Ferrari, F430 Daytona seats. And this finishes off the whole experience. Just listen to that. The shifter feel, I mean, the clutch grab point feels amazing. And on this one, we did an uprated ceramic puck clutch to handle the gobs of power that the supercharged 156 puts out. I want to say it's somewhere in the little over 700 horsepower range from what the owner told me. He's got this nice Alcantara steering wheel too, of course, protected with the racing stripe on there. You can just hear that whine from the supercharger. And of course, I've got the throttle mapping just spot on. Nice and linear. And this engine, just the character of it fits so perfect with a manual. I know I've said this in our other conversions, but the shifter and clutch feel are like near Porsche level good, because that is kind of the benchmark for everyone, is that they want it to be Porsche level of feel, because BMW shifters are real rubbery and unpleasant, and the clutch feel is kind of the same, very artificial. When we use these single mass flywheels, it is just proper fitting for the chassis and the engine. Fitting of AMG. Listen to that bark with each shift. I should stop talking, but it's just that good. And down in the 6th, you can still cruise. We're doing, a little over 80. I'm doing about 2,300 RPM or so you don't really lose an overdrive either. And this one, being the stout compressor that it is, we went with the higher rated transmission out of Europe to make sure that this one holds all the power for many a kilometer to come. And with this being a conversion done by us, we make sure there are no warning lights. The ESP works. You get both modes on this one. You get ESP Sport, and you can turn it fully off, which I don't really recommend for this one because it gets pretty wild pretty quick. Pure insanity, this thing, I tell you. And that's just partial throttle. I mean, this thing is that wild. What a car. Mercedes, you really missed the calling not putting these in, but hey, you can send them to us at DC MotorWerks and we'll fix that for you. So there it is, our latest manual conversion here at DC MotorWerks. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and we are super excited to get it back to Ontario where it was shipped down from so that the new owner can see what it is to drive a supercharged manual C63. We'll call it compressor, but if you are looking to manual convert your Mercedes or your Lambo or whichever, drop us a line, admin@dcmotorworks.com, or give us a call, text us. We are available in all the different fashions. And remember, if you like what you see here, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you won't miss the next manual conversion.